Hello everybody, Sergeant Solj here, and we're back with How to Rust, and today we're on the Rusticity server. It's going to be the new server for the Sergeant Solj gaming channel, specifically for Rust. The Bear Rustler server has decided they're going to close down at the end of the month, so the owner of this server was kind enough to let me be an admin here to continue my series, or series is it series still? Anyway. So today we're going to be doing How to Rust, and this is an intermediate house called the River House. Now obviously, we're on the river. Not very hard to tell. This is the entrance, or the start of the river. I don't really know what they're called exactly, but this is a house that a lot of people have built. It's not the best house, but it's still half decent. So right away, there's only one door, and it's right here. But the weakness of this house is obviously this spot here, because I couldn't place foundations. This hill is way too steep of a slope, and it wouldn't allow me to do it. That's not always going to be the case for all servers and all rivers starting points. You might be able to get both foundations down. I just decided to make this a, 2x6, 2x7 house, just because I wanted to span the entire length of the river, and obviously it just wouldn't let me put the foundations here. So one way to fix this obviously is going to be barricade. Just barricade the bottom, make it a little bit more difficult for them to get up through the floor. But with the way this house is built, it doesn't matter. They can get through the floor. You shouldn't care. Because first of all, these first 4 rooms here are all... Hey, close. All these rooms here are all airlocks. So if they were to bust through these floors here, they're screwed. Just wasted a whole bunch of time and or C4. If you go to this next area, it's basically just a long hallway, and then you got another room here which leads up to the second level, which isn't really all that well protected. But again, it doesn't matter. So if they want to go through this outside wall or this outside wall, I mean, they could try to do these walls, but with the way that the slope is and how far down it is, it's not really practical. More than likely, they're going to come up through the floor here. So while we go upstairs, climb the ladder. I mean, if you absolutely want to, you can bust the ladder, but again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they raid this upper level, and I'll show you why in a minute. So we got a couple airlocks here, just for them to waste their time, pretty much. We got a tool cupboard here, and a tool cupboard that was down on the first floor. Let me show you. See it down there? Tool cupboard down there. So basically the idea here is this room is a dummy room. This is where you put all the crap. Clothing that you don't want, extra resources. Let's say, you know, oh, I've got more than enough fuel, I don't need fat. Let's throw a little bit of fat in here. Let's take some metal frags because I have 10 stacks of metal frags. We'll put a little bit in here. This is where you want them to think all of your stuff is. And I'll show you why now, because this is the dummy room. Where are you going to put your real stuff? Well, this is the river house, and you're going to put it inside the start of the river, whatever this cave is called. Now, I was able to put 3 furnaces, a campfire, 2 small boxes, and 2 large boxes in here. I could have fit more, but I just kind of threw stuff down instead of thinking about the space management. One thing that you want to make sure you put in here, one is a sleeping bag, because the way that everything is, I wasn't able to place one because I kind of screwed up. And 2, try to fit a tool cabinet in here, because with the way that the slope is, when the tool cabinet sits down, it sits on the slope as well, and its protected range is based off of the way the tool cabinet is positioned. So it'll go all the way down the river. It'll just keep going down this way instead of going straight out up here. The really important thing about this house is, obviously you don't want to put the door here because it's very obvious that there's something there. You want to leave this a wall. I made this a door so that it's easy to tell that there's something behind here, and so we can look through it for the recording. But if you were to build this house, do not make a door, make a wall. Now once you're inside here, these furnaces and the campfire, the light will not come out of this cave. Because it's rock, it is light tight. And the rest of this house over here, you're not going to get very much light through all this either. It's essentially pitch black at night. The only problem though is that the sound is still going to escape. So if anyone is running nearby, they'll hear the furnaces, and if they're smart enough, they'll know, oh, this is the entrance or the start of a river. There's probably stuff underneath the little cave portion. So anyway, that's all I've got for this video. It's an intermediate house. It's not perfect. It's not great. It's really tricky to get it to work right just because of the way that the slope is, the way that the river is. You know, sometimes these little starting points look different and makes it really difficult to get walls and foundations up. And with this one not having foundations down here, as soon as you rotate a wall or you remove a wall or a ceiling, everything falls down. You have to rebuild again. It's very difficult, but it's still a half decent house. It's not a bad house. It's an intermediate house. It's not one that you should use if you have a lot of time in the game of Rust. It's one you should use where you're still somewhat new, but you have a basic idea of what to do. On this server, because it's a high pop server, this house wouldn't last very long, just because there's a ton of people running around at all times. But on a medium to low pop server, this house might actually last a while. And not only that, with the way that everything is set up, if you keep your best stuff in here, instead of upstairs up over there where the other room is, you actually might protect your C4, your rockets, some of your guns, your high quality, stuff like that you want to save. So, is it perfect? No, but it'll do. And I thought it was really important to at least show this house because it is a type of house that most players live in at least once. And that includes this type of house, houses in the snow, houses in the water, and stuff like that. Everybody has at least one in their time with Rust. So anyway, that's going to end this episode. I wanted to make this a little bit shorter than it is, but unfortunately I started to ramble. Expect a video up pretty soon, like an actual real official video saying that the Bear Rustler server has been closed and we're moving shop over here to Rusticity. I don't know when it's going to go out, but it should be soon. So anyway, it's enough. Done talking. Sergeant Solj, how to Rust the River House, an intermediate build, and we'll see you in the next How to Rust video. Bye-bye! Thank you for watching How to Rust, a series for new players to the game of Rust. If you have any ideas for future episodes that could be useful to new players, please feel free to leave a comment in the comments section of this video.